This is the podcast for lifestyle and design in Ottawa. Intimate stories from our guests, an opportunity to discover hidden gems, share and get advice, recommendations, and more. All designed to help you be the best you that you can be. Your host from OttawaDesigners.com, Cindria Blench.
Hi, Tyler Meilleur. You're on OttawaDesigners.com. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Good. Thank you. I'd like you to just tell us a little bit more about Buzzword, just to start off with everything about your business, please.
Sure. Buzzword is a full-service tech consultancy that's focused on the three S's, self-employed, sole proprietors, and small business. We used to do a lot bigger large business stuff, but we shifted during this pandemic actually to help out the small medium. We bring big business tech to small business, whether that's websites or new softwares, new hardware, implementation, training, support, walking through it, white glove, holding your hand, everything and anything to do with tech. So that you guys as small business owners can focus on what you do best, which is running your business, and let us focus on the tech.
That's fantastic. So you mentioned that COVID has shifted your change. And I also noticed that you have a deferral payment plan so that you're actually allowing more people to reach you and be able to use your services. Can you tell me about that as well?
Absolutely. So a big part of what we've always done is helping kind of shift the paradigm of businesses, taking businesses from print to digital, getting rid of 100 forms to fill out on site and moving everything digital, moving online. So when COVID happened, obviously a lot of businesses needed to shift what they were doing. Businesses that for 50 years were door to door, shaking hands, trying to sign people up, couldn't do it anymore. Yet they were told by the government that they were essential workers and were given no support financially. So with that, as someone who's opened businesses and been successful and not been successful, I understand what it takes to do this. So we don't want to discount what we do because we believe our service is important and we're worth the money. However, I understand that not everyone has the budget when they need it. So we introduced the deferred payment program, which obviously depends on the individual and the business. But what we do is we take that big upfront capital expense of building a website, let's say, and we turn it into an operating expense over time. So instead of you paying that large amount up front, we defer the payments over the course of, say, 10 months, a year, 2 years, whatever really fits them. And that allows them to kind of launch the products that they need now without worrying about a budget. Because at a restaurant, for example, that's been shut down, doesn't have a budget. They don't have the money to go digital, but they need to.
Absolutely. And then they may need to be switching to be doing takeout and things like that when they're actually struggling for finances. So how did you get into doing Buzzword yourself? Where did this come from, this idea?
So I, from a young age, I moved to Ottawa for football and for school. And I started working at a large telecom company. And I moved my way up through that company, spent 12 years there. Worked everything from retail management to corporate to when I left, I was in a senior management role for the enterprise business unit working for the president.
Wow.
So I worked with small, medium business for a long time. And I'm self-taught on a lot of things like building websites. I did from when I was young in high school and doing that for fun. It's a little bit of a nerd, but doing it for fun. So I've always wanted to kind of work for myself. And I think spending 70 hours a week, as much as I loved my job and I loved the people I worked for and, I wouldn't have changed it. I wanted to spend my time doing something for me. So I kind of took the knowledge from that. So we do have a great knowledge in telecom, but using what we learned from that, and then trying to help other people that are trying to launch something. So I just wanted to do something for me. I wanted to be happy with the time that I was spending and working on something. And like I said, not to take away, I'm a firm believer that whether you're getting paid minimum wage or you're getting paid, $1,000 an hour, you give 100% of yourself. Because you do that for you. It's not about the money. You do it so you're happy with yourself at the end of the day. And as happy as I was doing that, I'm much happier now.
Wanted more.
Yes.
So then you said that you had businesses that were successful and businesses that failed. What did you learn from your failures in order to make other businesses successful?
That's an excellent question. Failure is important, I think, for growth.
Yep.
And I think that using your failures to really think about what you could have done differently, but not, you know, spending your time ruining that day. You made the decision because you made the decision at that time, whether it was the right thing at the time, or you might have just made a mistake and made the wrong one. It is what it is. So an example of that, we actually launched an app-based business in Ottawa that was an on-demand and moving and delivery service. Now, this was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
We didn't have a huge budget for marketing. We tried our hardest to guerrilla market it, but it's difficult because you got to hit people at the right time
Absolutely.
when they need it. So that business ended up going under, but we learned so much from it. We learned every process of it, and having that failure, being able to go to clients now that are looking to do something similar and say, okay, well, we've done this in the past. Here's where we made mistakes, and here's how we can help you grow moving forward. And again, I think the biggest thing is not regretting it. I look back, especially now in the situation you're in, on-demand moving and delivery with an app-based business that's the businesses now.
Yeah.
So, we at least it's nice to know, we were on the right path. So,
yeah.
So just really growing from it, understanding to say, these are the mistakes that were made. Why did we make those mistakes? And then doing your best not to make them moving forward. But I mean, I still make mistakes now.
Yeah.
It happens, and it's important that it happens. The most important thing to me is being honest, transparent, candid, and learning from it.
And then how did you feel that Buzzword allowed you to make yourself feel whole and happier than having your regular 9 to 5 guaranteed job every 2 weeks coming in? How did that make you, in the unpredictability of owning your own business, feel more whole and successful moving forward?
Yeah, I think there's a few factors that play into it. I think time is a big one. I'm on my time now, so
Okay.
my wife and I have a pretty big family. She has 3 children. I have 2 children. So she's self-employed as well. So being able to, on a Tuesday afternoon, say, you know what, I can take some time to spend with her. And beyond that, just, again, working those big hours for a big corporation, I mean, they paid well. I had great benefits. I was very stressed in the position I was in, but I was happy. I'd say my stress now is tenfold.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm working more.
But it's a different stress.
Exactly. And I'm happy. I think working for myself, I know that every hour I put in, every decision I make is for me and the business that I've built. And I also get to make the decisions. I had a lot of leeway to help push the decisions in the corporation I was in. I had the ear of the people making the decisions, but it still wasn't me. So, putting work into something and presenting an idea to move forward, and then that idea is just saying, no, we don't have the budget, we don't have the time, we don't have the need. It was a difficult pill to swallow. Whereas now I can say, you know what, I'll make the budget, I'll make the timing because I know it's a need.
Okay, very cool. And now you have 5 children, and making the time for 5 children is extremely difficult with a wife and businesses, especially both of you owning your own businesses. How do you make time for each one of your children to feel like they're getting quality time from you?
I think it goes back to the same thing I said earlier about giving 100% of yourself. I learned early on working that job in the corporate world that me being on my phone all day, every day, might have been great for the business, but it wasn't great for me and my family. So I made the decision a long time ago, and difficult, especially being in the telecom world like I was, to say, nope, I'm not going to be on my phone. But I would take that time. When we sit down for dinner, we sit down for dinner. We sit down at the table and we have that time together. And like I said, just having the freedom to make the decisions on what I need to do when I need to do it is my biggest thing. So I think, like I said, that 100% for anyone listening to this, whether it's a job or your personal life or the time you're spending with your significant other, try to give 100% of yourself.
Absolutely. Now, with COVID, have you been homeschooling as well? Do you take control of doing that online? Obviously, you have a background in computers. So has that been an asset for you being able to navigate your children with the new computer way of teaching?
It's been difficult. So we actually had to move as well in the last couple months as school started.
Incredible.
Had to find a new home.
I heard.
Where we were had terrible internet.
Wow.
So
Oh my
it was
goodness.
it was extremely difficult to work, and it was extremely difficult to teach. But I owe all the credit to my wife Amanda. She's taking charge on that and taking care of the kids. And my ex-wife as well is a fantastic mother, and she's making sure that my boys get the education that they need. It's difficult though. I think that not only for the parents that are trying to teach, which is something they've never done before, but the students trying to learn, the teachers trying to be the middle person and use this new
Absolutely.
technology. Because of that, we actually launched a few programs for back to school for hardware, whether it's a laptop or webcam, headsets. And with that, we've also done deferred pricing, just like COVID, where they can spend $5 to $10 a month over the course of a year rather than spending a few hundred upfront.
Fantastic. So now, any hot projects that Buzzword is doing right now that you'd like to discuss? Any businesses that we should be checking out if people want to look at some of your work?
Absolutely. So the first thing I will mention is actually my wife's company that she's an agent for,
Okay.
Landmark Canada, which is landmarkcanada.com and .ca.
Okay.
They are an insurance agency that's specialized in small, medium, or small business owners and the tradespeople, which is why I want to bring it up, because not only is the site beautiful and it works well and it's a great piece for them to see, but it's also if you are a business owner or a tradesperson and you're listening to this, look into what they do. It's really important to protect. As self-employed people, we don't have any protection for our finances. So anyway, take a look at them. I'll stop pumping there. One other thing we've done as well, we launched something called a Young Entrepreneur Program, buzzword.com/YEP, Y-E-P.
And what's that?
The Young Entrepreneur Program, we wanted to give back. So we do pro bono work, free work for 1 year for the people that apply. We try to choose one a quarter. So if you're under the age of 21 and you're an entrepreneur, you can apply to this and you can receive, like I said, free services for a year. So we're working with a young gentleman right now named Alex.
Okay.
The company is called Printdemic.
Okay.
We're still in the process of finishing their website, but he does have a temporary website up. This young man is amazing. He's 11. He got a 3D printer for Christmas, and during the pandemic wanted to give back. So he started designing and printing ear protectors for the masks that sit behind the head so that you're not don't have the cord around your ear all day. Oh, wow. Not only did he do this, but he gave them free to anyone and everyone that needed them.
Wow.
Beyond that, he wants to continue to give them for free. So he's also designed some mask cases so that you don't leave your mask on a table, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Absolutely.
So he is selling those. So we're really excited to get him moving forward with this. So the Young Entrepreneur Program, I think for anyone, that's out there that's young, we do this for free. We choose the free person. We also offer discounts to anyone who's under 25 and owns their own business.
And how do people apply for these things? How do they contact you?
Yeah, right on our website, buzzword.com. And then again, buzzword.com/YEP, Y-E-P would be the Young Entrepreneur Program. They can put their information in there. I always do free consultations. I'm a firm believer in free advice. I was I suppose I'm still a young entrepreneur. So, the support is needed. And if I can give back just a little bit, I'm willing to do it. And even beyond that, you could be an old entrepreneur and I'm still going to be willing to give the advice because I've had the people do it for me in the past.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. And again, if people want to reach you, can you give your website?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's buzzwordgroup.com. They can also find us facebook.com/buzzwordgroup or on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/buzzwordgroup.
Amazing. I love the Young Entrepreneurial Program, especially having 4 children myself. It is huge. And I'm definitely going to be sharing that with my friends as well. So thank you so much. And we look forward to hearing from you again on ottawadesigners.com.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.